So for this, I have to start with an onion, some garlic, a chili. Chili would always be welcome. Nepalese people eat a lot of chilies. They have the appetite for it. So I'll get cracking and start cutting my onion and then slice it or chop it. I'll chop it. Chopping is good. Or actually keeping it in line with mushroom, I think slicing would be a lot better. See, even I changed my mind. Everybody's entitled to. So just slice it thin. So living in the UK, you come across a lot of Nepalese people, and their cuisine is very robust, very strong, but very beautiful as well. I have to say that. I have eaten in several Nepalese restaurants, and I'm very fond of the cuisine they cook. It sounds like an Indian cuisine, but I'm the first one to stand and say, no, they actually have their own identity, and they cook very differently and in a very beautiful way. Thinly sliced garlic. And then I'm going to slice the chili as well. I think I'll just use half the chili, otherwise it'll get too much. I'll chop it actually, just roughly chop it, and that will do for me. And while I do this, I should use mustard oil for this. But in the UK, mustard oil isn't easy to find. We all know that, and it's very difficult, okay? So we'll start with vegetable oil. You can use rapeseed oil. You do get mustard seed oil, which is actually mixed with rapeseed oil. So you might as well actually not use it and use just plain oil. That's more than enough. Sunflower oil is good enough for me. So the spices, about just a half a teaspoon, not even a teaspoon, it's less than that, of Fenugreek seeds. And you also add asafoetida almost at the same time and let it foam. Garlic goes in. And garlic needs to sweat lightly. Don't need to color it. And then onion can go in. And in goes the chili as well. Look, I will say that my recipe of this Nepalese mushroom is inspired. I won't pretend to say that I'm cooking the real recipe, because there are a few more ingredients which even I don't know. I've spoken to a lot of Nepalese people, which is kind of local grass they get, which they add. It's a herb. It's called, I don't know, but it looks like chives, which I'm going to use in my recipe, but you don't get that in the UK. Okay, they kind of bring it from home, dried form, and you can get it once in a while. Not always. Perfect. I can increase the heat. So add the mushrooms. I'm adding shiitake first. I'll roll the shiitake around the pan before I would add the oyster. I forgot my pinch of salt when I started sauteing the onions, which I always do, but this time I forgot. Now I can add oyster mushroom around the pan, just spread it around the pan nicely. Now I was talking about that local grass they get, or local herb they get. I don't have the luxury of having that here in the UK. It doesn't grow here, and I believe it's not brought in or not imported as well. So in that case, I'll just use chives. Turmeric, that would go in. Red chili, Nepalese have a reputation of eating very spicy food, and they can digest it, they can use it. Cumin powder, about 2 teaspoons of that, and about a teaspoon of coriander powder. Okay, we're good with that. While it's getting sauteed, mushroom needs to keep its body. You don't actually cut it, or you don't cook it, not cut. You don't cook it completely. You need to keep a little bit of texture in the mushroom. It tastes so nice. And this one, I'm just gonna cut it not too fine as we cut chives in professional kitchens. This is slightly bigger than that. I want to be able to have the taste and the flavor of it glued onto the mushrooms and getting inserted in every nook and a corner of every fold of these mushrooms I'm using. Okay. I add all of it in here. And I also need some coriander. Okay, this is done. And I'm gonna need 1 tomato. Let's get the eye removed and then just slice it. Okay, done. I love this dish. This is really simple, straightforward, yet very elegant, very beautiful. A little bit of more salt, and I'm just going to drop the tomatoes here and there, and I'll let the heat just pull the juices from the tomatoes, because that's what happens. You don't want tomatoes to kind of get disintegrated in the mixture. You still want them to hold the body, hold their shape if possible. Now, I'm also going to add a little bit of yogurt. Not all of it, I'll just add about a tablespoon, no more than that. And that is just to fold everything in and make it slightly lighter. It's beautiful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the yogurt right in the center. What it does, it starts melting. Look at that. And then you fold it in slowly. And some chopped coriander. You may or may not need it. I added it because I like it, but a lot of Nepalese friends I have, they won't like to add chopped coriander because they have that wonderful herb from Nepal. Okay, that's all done, and let's serve. Here we go. That's my version of Nepalese mushroom curry, whichever way you want to look at it. I love it. I hope you will like it too.